Hello, my love. I wanted to share some thoughts on what I am currently going through and something that you could be going through as well. So recently, I have realized that sometimes we become preoccupied with the healing journey and we are trying to heal. We think that if we do all the affirmations and if we do the right journaling and if we buy the right crystals and if we do the right meditations, that the healing journey will be complete. And that is no fault of yours or mine or anyone's. It is the way that we as humans are created. I feel like we focus a lot, especially in this society, we focus on beginnings and ends. And we're like, okay, if I start this, it must end. So you, in your mind, you begin to put a kind of timeline on the healing. And for me, I've realized that I've been kind of going at healing from the head and not the heart. I have been saying, okay, this is going to help, this isn't going to help, and kind of over intellectualizing it and not feeling what's going on inside. Using all of these tools as a way to divert my attention from what is actually happening. And I realized that I have been in survival mode for a lot longer than I thought. I thought that finally I was feeling like I was living and things were great, and finally I feel like something is happening, when something was happening, is happening within me and my journey. But it felt like I was like, hey, I'm done with this healing journey. I'm gonna just pack it up and call it a day. And as soon as summer comes around, the sun is out, you get to be outside, you have more distractions than in the winter. You have more opportunities to, I guess, distract yourself from what is actually happening. And then winter comes around and you feel like you're at square one again, and it's a whole cycle. And for me, I realized that in my survival mode, I've also been in this freeze response. It's like I'm stuck in the mindset of someone who is still in day one after being traumatized. Or let's say that I had this situation with someone that left me feeling very, very, very traumatized. And when I left that situation and I wasn't in contact with that person anymore, I started to feel the rage and I started to feel the frustration, and I started to say, okay, never again, never again, never again. And I wasn't necessarily healing from that thing. It was just the space that allowed me space to think. And after, I was like, okay, again, I was like, okay, this is done. I'm gonna just push it back, forget about it, and move on. But these things are much bigger than us being able to say, okay, I'm gonna give you 2 days, 3 days, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks, and then we're done with it. We can move on. And then when I was confronted by this person again, and this person was not what I had remembered them to be, I started to question myself, and I started to say, oh, well, maybe this, maybe blah, 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 trying to figure out Like, okay, now I'm healed, I can handle this, I can go into the situation, and now I know what to do. But when I step into the situation, I'm immediately transported to that mindset. And I keep allowing the situation to hurt me over and over and over again, because I keep putting myself back in that spot without having learned the lessons that that trauma and that pain had provided. It's sort of like people say they move away from their parents' home and they feel like, oh, I've changed so much. So many things are different. And as soon as you get back into this place, you start to assume that mindset. You start to behave the way that you used to behave with your parents in the home when you were living there. And again, that's no fault of our own, but if it feels like you keep having to relearn the same lessons, and if it feels like you're just at square one over and over again, maybe it's time to actually make some decisions for yourself. There's this person that has traumatized you, left you feeling a lot of not fun feelings, and it's someone that you say, okay, I no longer want this person in my life. You have to mean it. You have to mean it, and you have to begin to prioritize yourself. Because for me, I was going back into the situation because this person needed me. I felt as though they needed me, and I kept pushing myself to the side because all of these big things were happening in their life, and some really, really, really painful things that they wanted to share. And I was aware that they didn't have a lot of places to go to share that, and I wanted to be there for them. But the being there for them meant I was putting myself in dangerous situations. It meant that I was allowing myself to be hurt over and over and over again. And it wasn't fair, and it isn't fair to me. It's not fair to you to keep putting yourself in situations and putting other people's needs over your own. You should be your number one priority. You should be the person that you look and you say, okay, this person may need me now, but am I mentally, emotionally, physically able to do this for this person without it draining my battery, without it causing me more harm than good? And if you feel as though it is going to cause you more harm than good, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It is a very vicious cycle, and it's very, very hard to break from, but it's not worth it. It's going to take time and practice, but I think the first thing that we need to do is to recognize that we come first. Our emotions come first. Our feelings come first. Your intuition is there for a reason. And once you stop allowing people to, not force, but when you stop allowing yourself to be put in situations that force you to go back into survival mode or force you to go back into something that you have outgrown, you will see that there are so many other beautiful experiences, so many other people that won't put you in danger, so many other things in life that you are missing out because you're trying to fix what no longer serves you. And if it no longer serves you, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Yeah. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. I hope that my words have helped/sparked something in you. This is just a reminder. I love you.